Hey guys, David here and welcome to Digital Outlook. Guys, do we have some stuff to talk about today? The SEC officially appeals XRP ruling. So guys, let's get to it. So guys, if you were paying attention today, I will tell you what, boy, were some feathers ruffled and people just going nuts over whether it was yesterday or it was today or even if it was Friday for the deadline for the SEC to file their Form C in this whole notice of intention to appeal and disclose, hey, what is it exactly they were appealing? And guys, I am telling you what, boy, were people like literally willing to die on that field if it was to be right. And to me, it just made zero sense because, guys, whether or not they appeal, I don't think it's going to have anything to do with what's going to happen in this space, not in a long shot. And I'm going to explain to you why, because, guys, the SEC today have filed that Form C. And just take a look right over here at this article. The SEC officially appeals XRP ruling. Will the court reverse Ripple's win? Well, guys, let's get into the nitty-gritty to hear what kind of reversal they're really talking about, because it's not what most people think. Now, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has officially appealed the XRP ruling by Judge Annalisa Torres, reigniting the legal battle over whether XRP sales on crypto exchanges qualify as securities. Well, guys, it's not all sales on crypto exchanges that they're talking about, and we're going to get into it. The regulator challenges key aspects of the court decision, including rulings that cleared Ripple executives and non-cash XRP distributions. The outcome could have a major impact on the future of cryptocurrency regulation. Well, let's just listen to this right here. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has formally appealed the ruling in its case against Ripple over XRP. On Thursday, the regulator submitted Form C to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. Now, the case features the SEC as the plaintiff appellant, of course, with Ripple Labs, Inc., and its top executives Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson as defendants. The SEC's initial lawsuit accused Ripple and its leaders of violating sections of the Securities Act of 1933 by offering and selling XRP without the necessary registration, which we all know. Well, guys, listen to what Meta Lawman had to say, and I think this is really great. Ripple appeal update. The SEC has filed the Form C a day late, in my view. And of course, we saw Fred Rispoli had that view that he said, hey, listen, it should have happened at 23:59 on October the 16th. Although it didn't, he expected they still would be able to file. And so did a lot of other folks. Jeremy Hogan thought the same thing. Hey, it was on the 16th, not the 17th, not the 18th. But I don't think very many legal analysts in this space actually believed that the SEC would be prevented from filing their Form C, and of course, neither did I, which I said on our live stream and during our coffee chat this morning when we were discussing it. In fact, I really don't think it's going to have as big a difference as what most people think. Now, this is what they're appealing. The SEC is appealing the summary judgment ruling on, number one, Ripple's XRP sales through exchanges. Not all XRP sales through exchanges. This is programmatic sales when Ripple went out there and sold directly through exchanges before 2019. Now, they have not done that since 2019. They have not sold one single XRP on the open market to exchanges. They have sold them to on-demand liquidity partners. Big difference. Now, Ripple's distribution of XRP to employees and others, saying that, hey, Ripple, you guys went out there and you actually went and basically said, hey, listen, these are, these were securities transactions. When you gave this, you were giving them a security, you gifted it to them, you did whatever. Oh, it was compensation or whatever. And they're going after that. Now they're appealing Garlinghouse and Larson's sales of XRP on exchanges as well, because they're saying, well, these guys At the time this was going on, this was a security when they turned around and sold it because, of course, as principal partners in the executive, positions of Ripple, they would have had, some sort of influence there. So, of course, they're going after that. Now, this is what we expected. Exactly. That's what we expected. Now, interestingly enough, mildly surprising, they did not appeal the $0 ruling on disgorgement, nor did they appeal XRP's status in and of itself as not being a security. Boom, right there. Now, the appeal comes after a district court ruling delivered by Judge Annalisa Torres that produced a split decision. Now, on July 13th, 2023, Ripple secured a partial victory when the court found that XRP sales on the digital trading platforms were not considered securities. And it's the ones that were made by Ripple, not the ones where you and I went out there and bought it. However, the court determined that Ripple sales of XRP to institutional investors were unregistered securities. Additionally, the court ruled that personal XRP sales by Garlinghouse and Larson did not constitute violations. Well, that is because the SEC dropped that portion of their lawsuit at that time as well. It was not just a court decision. They literally dropped that part and they were not pursuing it. Now they're going to try and pick up the mantle and pursue it. Guys, it's a losing cause. They are not going to get there. Now, on August 7th, a final judgment was issued requiring Ripple to pay $125 million in civil penalties and barring the company from further breaches of the Securities Act. Well, of course, obviously that's going to be a part of it. But the way in which they sell to on-demand liquidity partners now does not even hint at representing securities transactions like when they did those institutional sales in the past. Now, in its appeal, the SEC is contesting several significant rulings. It disputes the court's conclusion that Ripple sales on digital asset platforms were not unregistered securities. Actually, Ripple's sales, right there, that Ripple's XRP sales, not all XRP sales. And I keep stressing that because it's so vitally important, because you can bet your bottom dollar, the fundsters are going to be out and they're going to say, see, XRP is a security. Nope, that's not what they're appealing. As well as the decision that personal sales by Garlinghouse and Larson were not in violation of securities laws. The SEC also takes issue with the ruling that Ripple's non-cash XRP distributions offered in exchange for services, remember what I was saying there, compensation and that type of thing, did not breach the Securities Act of 1933. So that's what they are coming out and doing. And I'll tell you what, guys, the reason I believe this is not going to make a hoot of difference when it comes to XRP in this next bull market is this right here. Guys, when we were there, Judy and I were buying XRP prior to this whole lawsuit coming down in December of 2020. Well, when the lawsuit came down, guess what was really in question? Was XRP in and of itself a security? And boy, that uncertainty spooked almost every exchange in the US. They all delisted it, save, uphold. Price of XRP literally tanked, overnight, bang, down to 17.48 cents. But even in that situation, guys, like I point out, 1,200% return 4 months later at $1.97. That's what XRP went to. And the thing is this, now that is not in question. XRP in and of itself is not a security, and it's going to keep that designation. And by the way, guys, around the wide world, back in 2017, when they had that major run there, it was only listed on one U.S. exchange. That was Poloniex. In the 2021 run, only one U.S. exchange, Uphold. And what happened? Well, in 2017, we know XRP exploded like crazy. One of the best, if not the best producing asset of that entire run. In fact, if you had bought it in January of 2017, you would have paid less than a penny for it. And by January of 2018, it was over $3.80 some cents. That is phenomenal. And then, of course, in 2021, even with all the scrutiny on it, still does a 1,200% return. Well, guys, we don't have that. All these exchanges are not going to be dumping XRP. Grayscale is not going to be dropping their trust. All of these ETF applications are not going to be withdrawn. And in fact, in the wide world, boy, as the ecosystem expanded like crazy. And I genuinely believe XRP is going to see a massive run regardless of what happens in this appeal, because the appeal is focused around what? It's focused around Ripple. And why? The $125 million, guys. Remember, the SEC was going after $2 billion. This is a pressure tactic from the SEC to go out there and literally see if they can squeeze more lemons and get as much juice out of this case as possible. But guys, I'm telling you, I think that they're already done before they start, because when you go into appeal, they're going to have to adjudicate the same things, all the evidence that Judge Annalisa Torres did. And Annalisa Torres only had to go, listen, it didn't even meet 2 prongs of the Howey test. She didn't even have to go to all the rest of them. And guys, I think if it gets before the Second Circuit and they take a look and they say, this doesn't even represent securities transactions, and they're going to toss them on their ear. I literally believe that that's going to happen. And that's why, guys, I don't think it's even going to have an impact. Now, something else that you want to be aware of is this right over here. Now, listen to this. Russia's central bank reports spotlights Ripple potential despite the SEC appeal. Wow, wow, wow. And guys, this was brought to light by our good friend Addo Farina, and I'll tell you what, an amazing find as well. And you think of this, here we got our adversaries literally looking at the technology that is developed right here at home in the good old US of A and how it could revolutionize financial payments. And you're telling me that we can't even figure this out here right at home in our own country? Come on, listen to this right here. Russia's central bank has recognized Ripple's potential for cross-border payments amidst ongoing uncertainty about the SEC's appeal in its case against Ripple. In a report titled Digitalization of Payments and Implementation of Innovations in the Payment Market 2024, this is not an old find, the Central Bank of Russia acknowledged Ripple as an emerging player in global finance. Alpha Lions Academy CEO Addo Farina highlighted the central bank's update and emphasized XRP's role in Ripple's operations. Now, according to Farina, the report positions XRP at the core of Ripple's activity. And of course, you guys know that we do the Turning Point every Monday. We get together with Addo Farina. Of course, we get together with Versan and Van Delve Aljara with Black Swan Capitalists, and we peel this onion back in a big way. So guys, don't miss that program when it's coming out. But here's the tweet right here. Breaking. The Central Bank of Russia has published a paper titled Digitalization of Payments and Implementation of Innovations in the Payment Market 2024, highlighting Ripple's system for cross-border payments with XRP at its core. And guys, you can read it right here. There's a link right there. In fact, why don't we just see if I can't open that up and just take a quick peek at this actual tweet right here without logging in, and let's just go to guys, here it is. So what I would recommend you do is you go to Addo Farina's X account and you pull that up, Addo Farina at XRP right there, Edward Farina right there, and you pull this up and you give it a big time read, because this is a major, major deal. Now, Farina included a diagram of how Ripple handles cross-border transactions. It's important to note that the Russian central bank only highlighted Ripple's potential for cross-border transactions. And of course, it did not indicate whether Russia or any BRICS nation plans to use Ripple's technology. But come on, guys, they're acknowledging the advances that this technology represents. That right alone is absolutely massive. Now, meanwhile, confusion remains about the deadline for the SEC to submit its Form C, which now it doesn't even matter. It's all, at this point, it's a moot point because they have filed. But in any case, the key questions are when the 14-day time frame began, and, whether the court recognizes Columbus Day, and on and on and on. Now, guys, we are seeing some major, major things happen in this space, and one of them is RLUSD in a big way. Just check this out right here. Ripple pushes RLUSD into Spotlight with a massive $42 million transfer. Now, guys, we know recently they literally minted, 47 some million. Now they're actually testing it for transfers. Listen to this. Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin nears launch with massive transfers, promising a new gold standard for the enterprise-grade digital assets. And just listen to this. It's making making significant strides in stablecoin market, pushing forward with the development and large-scale, by the way, movement of its RLUSD stablecoin. Recent blockchain data indicates Ripple transferred a staggering 42 million RLUSD in just 48 hours. Now that's $42 million, guys, because remember, it is a stablecoin pegged to the dollar. And by the way, do you know what backs it? U.S. Treasuries. Now, isn't it interesting? Isn't it a coincidence that at the same time, U.S. Treasuries have just been tokenized on the XRP ledger? How about that right there? Now, despite its ongoing legal battles with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, Ripple's actions suggest it's ramping up for a major launch of its enterprise-grade stablecoin. The crypto world has noticed with the speculation rife that RLUSD could become a key player in enterprise transaction space. And guys, I want to point something out here because they do right here. You know, Ripple's action suggests it's ramping up for this major launch. In the entire time that this lawsuit was going on, now Ripple, ponied up over $200 million to fight this case. Most companies, you would think that would be their sole focus. Just win this case, just win this case, just win. You know what, guys? What did Ripple do? Nope. They went doing what they do best. They did their business around the wide world, expanded these ecosystems in the United Arab Emirates, in Singapore, over there in Australia, of course, in the UK, in the Middle East and North Africa and other places all around the wide world, of course, in Asian markets and everything. Just expanded it like crazy. They absolutely went out there and they acquired Mataco. They got standard custody for custody arrangements. We know big time plans are there. They're out there doing this RLUSD stablecoin. Do you think they're really worried big time about this, this case with the U.S., Securities and Exchange? I don't think so, guys, because I'll tell you what. Do you realize over 90% of Ripple's business is done outside the U.S.? Just like I was pointing out with those major bull runs, they all happened outside the U.S. It was South Korea and Japan that pushed them both in 2017 and in 2021. And another reason why I believe that no matter what, we are going to see a big time run when this all season hits for XRP. Guys, this is not as big a deal as what all these fuzzers want us to think. And, we should be all nervous and scared. Are the whales nervous and scared? No, they're not. In fact, they're going out there and you can look at on-chain data that is showing they are buying up XRP in record amounts. I mean, tens of millions. And yet all of these fuzzers want us to be all worried and upset about, the few hundred or few thousand. Come on, guys. We can't let them do that to us. Get out there. Really start understanding it for yourself. And don't listen to the noise and the nonsense. I'll tell you, I wouldn't even waste my time. Now, these rapid transfers, including a single one that was 18 million RSULD movement, highlight the seriousness of Ripple's preparations with each new batch of minted and transferred stablecoins. The project is inching closer to a potential official release. The sheer volume of RLUSD transfers is a strong signal that the company is gearing up for something big. Analysts and industry insiders see the 42 million RLUSD minted and moved as a precursor to a full-scale launch. And we know right now with Ripple Swell going on, they actually came out and they said, hey, we're going to be working with all these various exchanges. By the way, Uphold is a big one right there. Now, Ripple appears to be stress testing the stablecoin's capacity, ensuring it's ready for the demands of large-scale enterprise use. Many within the XRP community view RLUSD as the missing piece in Ripple's ecosystem. By adding a stablecoin to its repertoire, Ripple could enhance the liquidity of its network, and boy, is that it right there. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. Guys, this is a big time deal. And its offerings in global payments. The rapid minting suggests that the stablecoin is nearing the point of release. Perhaps it will arrive sooner than initially expected. And of course, Brad Garlinghouse had come out and said, listen, we're not talking, months and months. We're talking weeks and days right there. Now, these developments set the stage for what could be a transformative moment for the company. Stablecoins have become essential in crypto digital assets, especially, guys, for enterprise transactions. You're talking American institutions. Introducing RLUSD into this competitive market could give Ripple a significant edge, especially given its deep expertise in cross-border payments. At Ripple's annual Swell event, CEO Brad Garlinghouse made bold claims calling RLUSD the gold standard for enterprise-grade stablecoins. The goal is clear: to offer a trusted, liquid, and regulatory compliant asset that meets the demands of businesses looking for stable digital currency solutions. Monica Long, Ripple's president, highlighted RLUSD's integration with XRP. Guys, don't listen to this nonsense that, oh, well, they're going to ditch XRP and just go with that is absolute hogwash, suggesting the stablecoin could unlock new institutional use cases. Enterprises hungry for a reliable, regulatory compliant payment options could find the stablecoin an attractive alternative to stablecoins, by the way, like Tether and USDC. And Tether, by the way, they are being delisted in Europe because they cannot come out and they cannot comply with all the micro rules over there. What a marketplace just opened up for RLUSD, right? Billions upon billions. Now, they're going to come out and say the flip side: the successful launch of RLUSD depends on navigating regulatory challenges amid Ripple's ongoing legal issues. Well, the legal issues Ripple's having with the SEC on the sales of XRP and all that have nothing to do with the approval of RLUSD. Market adoption of a new stablecoin faces competition. Yeah, that's true, but you got USDT that is literally not even going to be in the marketplace over in Europe. And worse, in fact, Brad Garlinghouse was talking about how he sees USDT's market share. It's going to be taken down. And I actually believe that too, because guys, Tether cannot come up and really pass a lot of these stringent restrictions that are on these things. And I think it's going to see its day's end. I really, really do. Now, USDC, hey, they are a great project. I absolutely believe that. And they're, by the way, utilized and issued on the Stellar network as well. And I think that is a viable alternative as well. Now, the integration with XRP could affect XRP's market potentially leading to volatility. I almost have to laugh, because if this market is not volatile, then I don't know what market is even right now. So I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. I think it's going to be an absolutely amazing thing, because look, guys, when you watch the liquidity and the trading pairs happen in this space, and you're able to see settlement 3 to 5 seconds, and you're not dealing with ERC 20 transactions and all that, my word, do I believe that that is going to have a big deal. Guys, when we see a lot of this stuff going on, like I say, keep your eyes open. Watch for this. Do you know how many articles we filter through and on and on and on, and the things that Judy and I read so that we can actually pick out some of these ones? We're trying to pick out the absolute cream of the crop to bring to you guys so that you can absolutely have information to motivate you to go out there and really dig in and look at it for yourself. Russian central banks are out there right now spotlighting Ripple's technology, and we can't figure it out in our own backyard. Come on, that has got to be one of the most craziest things. And guys, the biggest thing at all, XRP in and of itself, not being a security, is not being appealed one iota, and the SEC is not appealing you and I going out there and buying XRP on the open market. Guys, they're talking about Ripple sales back at that time, the programmatic sales, and of course the distributions to employees and all of that. Guys, I think we're going to see something happen, and when this space moves, I think it's going to happen fast. And I am telling you what, boy, have we ever gotten ready. And I'm really hoping that you get out there and do that due diligence, getting yourself ready, because I'll tell you guys, I want you to be there. I want you standing right there in the middle of that winner's circle when we cross that finish line. So guys, traditionally, when this space has moved, it has happened when most folks have least expected it, and it can explode on a dime. And that is why it is so vitally important that you get your plan in place before it does. And what our coaching program offers, that is where you and I can meet personally, one-on-one, for 1 hour over Zoom. And during that time, I share with you our personal journey in that last bull run and what enabled Judy and I to experience some amazing financial success. I share with you the mistakes we made so that you don't have to fall into the same pitfalls we did. We take a look at your portfolio and make sure that it's balanced toward your goals, and we work together to develop your exit strategy. We can even get your assets off an exchange and onto a hardware wallet, along with delivering to you some amazing techniques that are really going to help you in this space. Now, the cost of that is $250, and if that's something that interests you, you write me right there at coaching@thedigitaloutlook.com and we'll get y'all booked in. So guys, I truly hope that you enjoyed today's video, and as always, it's not financial advice, it's just my 2 cents. Hit the like and subscribe and drop your comments right down there in the comment section, and I'll catch you in the next one.